Guys, look, I know that your Instagram feed is much more interesting than offer acceptance capacity consent. Contract law is the easiest subject ever because there are only four things that you need to study in contract law. Now I know I'm oversimplifying it, but for the sake of this video, which is only about offer acceptance capacity and consent, you just need to know like four things that you have in contract law. Example, Oli store is selling you an iPhone for 1,50,000 instead of 1,80,000. That is an offer. Consent is when your parents have given you money to buy the iPhone. Capacity, can they afford it? Can your parents actually afford it? And finally, acceptance is when you actually give the money to Oli store. So when you have these four things, Oli store is actually giving you the offer, your parents have agreed, you have the money in the bank account and you gave the money to Oli store, the iPhone is yours. Reason number 2, why contract law is the easiest subject ever. For example, administrative law ko, what we are studying right now as 4th year law students, isma ombudsman, golden triangle, sunset clause, delegated legislation, के हुन्छ लिस्ट कहिले सकिँदै सकिन्न यस्तो गाह्रो कुरा. So consider yourself lucky that you get to study this. दाइ क्लासमा इन्स्टामा अबदेखि म क्याट भिडियोज हेर्छु, मलाई त अलरेडी थाहा छ. दाइ आई अलरेडी नो वाइ कन्ट्र्याक्ट ल इज द इजिएस्ट सब्जेक्ट एभर. मलाई सब आउँछ. ब्रो वाट इफ आई टेल यु, मैले अघि दिएको यो सबै इक्जाम्पल्स आर किनभने अफर एक्सेप्टेन्स क्यापेसिटी इट इज नट द्याट इजी गाइज. युर अल ल स्टुडेन्ट्स. वी हेभ एक्सट्रिमली टेक्निकल डेफिनेसन्स एन्ड दोज डेफिनेसन्स आर गिभन इन National Civil Code, Section 504 or Section 505 पल्टाएर हेर्नुपर्छ. Where is National Civil Code? What is National Civil Code? Well, Google Drive को लिङ्क मैले दिइसकेको छु. त्यो Google Drive मा जानुहोस्, National Civil Code लोकेट गर्नुहोस् अनि look up these four things: offer acceptance, implied acceptance र implied non-acceptance. Okay? Legal meaning थाहा हुनुपर्छ. Let's look at the legal meaning. Offer means an offer made by one person to another person. Offer means an offer made by one person to another person with the intent of obtaining his or her acceptance to do or abstain from doing any act. Law ma his or her plus to do or abstain from doing, has done, has been doing, will be doing, has always been doing. यो यस्तो कुराहरू आइराख्छन्. त कम्फर्टेबल हुने एउटा मात्र तरिका छ, नेसनल सिभिल कोड पल्टाउनुहोस्, सबै पढी भ्याउनुहोस्. Now let's look at the most interesting things. Let's say one day तपाईँ एकदम चिल बसेर, I know तपाईँ टिन्डर युज गर्नुहुन्न, I know तपाईँ कुनै पनि प्रकारको डेटिङ एप युज गर्नुहुन्न, you believe in organic dating, but you got your heart broken. One day you're just swiping through Tinder and you see Christina, Mira, Liz, and all of a sudden there's this one guy who says, please marry my daughter.
Please marry my daughter and I'll give you $1,000. She's never had any boyfriend. Her age is 18 years.
And then you scroll down even further to find this. Now I know what you're thinking. You get baddie pani and money from daddy pani, which is very common in Nepali and Indian society, right? So baddie pani $1,000 funny. So you make this call. And 1 week later, she is walking down with a flower bouquet, and you see her father chatting. So you think, now you're in your suit, completely ready to marry her. Okay? You see your father, and you know he's rich by the fact that he didn't even bother to wear anything more than a hoodie in his own daughter's wedding. You go to him and you tell him, Dad, I need my $1,000. He's like, but I didn't mean it. Now the question is, can you go to the court and sue the dad? Can you go to the court and sue the dad? Can you? That if you come and marry his daughter, everything is over. You are not even going to ask for that $1,000 and you've forgotten about it. The answer is Weeks versus Tybalt, ladies and gentlemen. When Weeks versus Tybalt is exactly what happened. It's like 200 वर्ष अगाडि यदि यो टिन्डरको भर्जन के हुन्थ्यो. मैले अहिले भनेको example is actually very similar to Weeks versus Tybalt. The father actually put out an advertisement stating किनभने पहिला टिन्डर हुन्थेन. सो पहिला मान्छेहरू डेट पनि गर्थेनन्. पहिला मान्छेहरू एकदमै स्याड अरेन्ज म्यारेज गरेर बस्थे. तर एउटा ड्याडले चाहिँ एडभर्टिजमेन्ट निकाल्यो. The plaintiff sought to enforce the promise made by the defendant regarding a marriage arrangement. The defendant, who was the father of a woman, allegedly stated that he would give £100 to any suitable man who would marry his daughter with his consent. The plaintiff claimed that he had married the defendant's daughter and sued for the promised money. The court held that the defendant's words were not meant to be taken seriously and it did not constitute a legally binding promise. Okay, now we're looking at something that's rather perplexing. Court held that the defendant's words were not meant to be taken seriously and did not constitute a legally binding promise, guys. Really? Really? Let's look at it from हाम्रो नेपालको नेशनल सिभिल कोडको point of view. And this is what we have to do है एकदमै. UK को केस होस्, इन्डियाको केस होस्, नेपाली point of view बाट चाहिँ हेरिराखौँ जहिले पनि. यसले के हुन्छ हाम्रो एउटा understanding एकदमै booster हुन्छ and it will help us secure really good marks in the examinations. Offer and acceptance deemed to be completed. Once the offeree comes to the knowledge of an offer. So चारवटा कुरा देखाउँछु है म तपाईलाई. Subsection 1, subsection 2 र subsection 3 of the National Civil Code itself. Okay? And I will show you the 4 elements, not on the Wicks versus Tybalt ko case. The 4 elements of तपाईको Tinder swipe, the Tinder swipe case. अनि Wicks versus Tybalt मा के हुन्छ, के एलिमेन्ट्सहरु थिए, कुन एलिमेन्ट्सहरु अफ अ कन्ट्र्याक्ट स्याटिस्फाई भयो, कुन भएनन्, त्यो तपाईको काम हो हेर्ने, है? That is your homework. Now let's look at section 508 को wording. So section 1 says, once the offeree comes to the knowledge of an offer, the act of making the offer shall be deemed to be completed. Tinder swipe. तपाईले Tinder swipe गर्दा you saw them, please marry my daughter, I will give you $1,000. That means you came to know about the offer. You came to know about the offer and now the act of making the offer is completed. Okay? Second, the act of giving acceptance shall be completed in case of the offerer if the offerer receives acceptance forwarded by the offeree to the offerer having indicated his or her acceptance to the offer. And in case of the offeree if the offerer comes to know that the offeree has accepted the offer. So when you called his father, so when you called up her father, you spoke to him and you told him कि मैले हेरेँ अनि मलाई तपाईको छोरी मन पर्यो अनि I want to marry her. In case of the offerer, तपाईँ उले थाहा पायो कि you want to marry his daughter. Basically, तपाईले गर्नुभएको कल र यो टेक्स्ट, म यो टेक्स्टलाई एलाबोरेट गर्दिन. You have to pause the video. You have to read it. Reading skill भएन भने त तपाईको कन्ट्र्याक्ट लमा केही हुनेवाला छैन. Actually लमा नै केही हुनेवाला छैन. According to National Civil Code of Nepal, your Tinder swipe, your Tinder story will actually get you $1,000. It will. तर पहिलाको केसमा त्यस्तो भएन छ. किनभने त्यो 1605 को केस हो. Back then the world was different, but your answer today is going to remain the same. Now let's move on to another case. Jasma, again we will have to analyze it. Okay, this is also based on a real case. So imagine you're driving on a highway and then you see this. You see this advertisement which writes, use this and you won't sneeze for 1 year. Okay? Chiso Maina, most probably you're in Kathmandu or Pokhara or wherever. Designed by Wicks, this product is enabled to completely fix your runny nose for 1 year. If this product does not work, we will pay you $1,000. P.S. Don't use this if you have a septum piercing. So you're not a baddie, you don't have a septum piercing. Hi. And plus they have also mentioned, amount has been deposited in Chicago Bank. Okay, great. Oh bro, look at this. You saw this ad. Okay? You don't know who to call. There could a contact number dekho chaina. But you went to a Wixco store or pharmacy. You got the Wixco inhaler. You used it on your runny nose and it didn't fix. तपाईलाई भोलि जस्ताको त्यस्तै छ तपाईको नाक. एक हप्तासम्म ठीक भएन. 2 weeks later your runny nose came back. अब tell me, what will you do? तपाईलाई यहाँ $1,000 भनेको just for a runny nose. You just have to go to someone and prove it to them that you had a runny nose, it didn't fix it, and it also returned. Alright? You went to Wixco, your office, and then you were like, मलाई पैसा दे, मेरो भएन. अनि Wix वालाले पनि भन्यो म त दिदिन. It was just an ad, and then You guys start fighting. So the question is, guys, offer and acceptance deemed to be completed. Coming back to section 508, subsection 3 मा हेर्नु यहाँ underline गरेको, even though there is no expression of acceptance to the offer directly. तपाईँले टिन्डरवाला केसमा कल गर्नुभयो तर भिक्सवाला केसमा कसलाई कल गर्नु त? कन्ट्याक्ट नम्बर पनि दिएको थिएन. यु नट इभन सपोज टु कल एनीवन कि हेलो म भिक्सको प्रयोग गर्नेवाला छु भनेर. यु डोन्ट गेट टु कल एनीवन. And if the offeree abides by any terms mentioned in the offer by way of his or her conduct, or accepts the advantage or service mentioned in the offer, or indicates in any other manner, the offeree shall be deemed to have accepted the offer. Which means offer accepted complete भयो. र तपाईँले भिक्स युज गर्नुभयो and you are expecting that your runny nose ठिक हुन्छ भने you have now accepted the offer formally. Vicks वालालाई थाहा पनि छैन that you are one of their customers. That's why the fight ensued. The fact that it was just an ad. Vicks versus Tybold मा त केही भएन. यसमा किन के हुनु पर्यो? So they're the pretty chill कि it was just an ad, केही हुन्न. Guys, carbolic smoke ball को case. Now the question is, can you go to the court this time and say, "Nahi, this is not 1605. We need our money because now ads are the way to build trust." And they cannot play with our trust. Like Red Bull को case में क्या बात है? The man who sued Red Bull for not growing wings and he got $13 million for one ad. And dude, this ad misled everyone. I know this ad misled everyone. But it was only one guy who got the settlement. पैसा छ के guys यो मार्केटमा. If you can just spot fake ads and go to the courts, sue the company who made those fake ads, you can get a good sum of money. Because guys, 508 को subsection 3, even though there is no expression of acceptance to the offer directly, if the offeree abides by any term mentioned in the offer by any way of either or conduct, which means that यो केस अनुसार नेपाली लॉ अनुसार you will get your money, guys. You will get your money. Especially section 511 हेर्ने हो भने, if a person makes an offer publicly by means of an advertisement that he or she will pay certain remuneration to any person for doing any specified act which has been specified in the advertisement, and if any person does such act, the advertiser shall pay remuneration specified in the advertisement to such person. So guys, we've already looked at it. We know that Carlyle versus, we know that यो केसमा पाइन्छ. अब यो एक्ज्याक्ट केस, अब यो एक्ज्याक्ट कुरा भएको थियो कार्लाइल भर्सेस कार्बोलिक स्मोक बलमा, जसको फ्याक्ट्स एकदमै सिमिलर छन्. कार्बोलिक स्मोक बल, यो इलिस्ट्रेटेड लन्डन न्युजमा पब्लिस भएको आर्टिकल. कार्बोलिक स्मोक बल विल पोजिटिभली क्योर 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18वटा प्रकारको डिजिजेस, 18वटा प्रकारको डिजिजेस ठिक गरिदिन्छ. कुनै कुनै 10 मिनटमा, कुनै 5 मिनटमा, कुनै 24 घण्टामा, कुनै 1 महिनामा, कुनै 3 महिनामा. गाइज 10 मिनटमा अस्मा क्योर गरिदिन्छ अरे. अनि 100 पाउन्ड्सको रिवार्ड यसमा पनि. अनि प्लस यसमा एउटा अर्को कुरा के छ भने, इफ यु सी 1000 पाउन्ड्स इज डिपोजिटेड अल्सो टु पे दोज फर्स्ट ह्यान्ड पिपल हु कम विथ द क्लेम. अनि यो इनेल गर्ने कुरा हो, सेम भ्याक्सिनेटर जस्तो. वाट ह्यापन्ड? लालमन भर्सेस गौरी दत्त. गाइज यहाँ के छ? You know 2 solid cases now. You know Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball. You know Vicks versus Tybold. Now what is the third case? Lalman versus Gauri Dutt. So I guess see you in my next video, guys. If you want any specific topics covered, please comment below. And if you don't subscribe, you might not find this channel later because it's just starting. So YouTube like later. And if you don't like this video, I might stop making new ones because I will get disheartened. I might get disheartened. So see you later, guys. Bye bye.